Hello there, this is the developer of Ephemera, and today I'd like to show all of what you can do, well, a lot of what you can do in stage 3, which is the adult stage. And I pretty much just created a save file and edited it a little bit, you know, sneaky me, so that I didn't have to play through stage 1 and 2, I can just go straight to this. So the game thinks I've done the whole school part already and the childhood part, but I haven't, because I'm a douche. And when you first start stage 3, two things they ask you to do to get started are a job and picking a house, which is quite simple. It's literally just there's a street where you start, and you just pick a dark brown or a light brown house. It doesn't really affect much. And at any point in the game, because stage 3 is a bit more open-ended than the first two stages, I've got a question mark icon here, which just gives handy tips depending on the context. And because I've literally just started the game at stage 3, I have literally 0 education, so I've got all Fs, which is not exactly great, as you can imagine. And this is the list of jobs. If you do manage to screw it up this badly, your only real hope is to become a toilet cleaner, basically, and maybe a dishwasher if you do the right extra studies. But for now, yeah, we're qualified for this job because it doesn't have any real qualifications. So, yay me. And as I said, you can just pick the dark brown or the light brown. Doesn't really matter. The important thing is it tells you that in either case it's £70 per week. This doesn't affect anything. This is literally just a slight cosmetic option. Pick the dark brown. It just tells you that your game has been saved, and now you're free to go around the town as you see fit, and then work starts tomorrow. Alright, so kind of in the style of point and click games, you have a top down view and you hover over objects. It comes up with a little tooltip right next to the cursor, and it actually follows your cursor. And then you just click on things to interact with them. It's quite simple. So if you click on a person, you talk to them. Click on a building, you can enter it, etc. And then, because I picked the dark brown house, there's hour at the end, there's hours at the end. You've got the day, which is Sunday. You've got the energy, 10 out of 10 energy at the moment, it's full. You can improve that. You can actually increase your maximum energy if you work out at the gym enough. This is character info, so you've got your name, trait and gender. You start off with £100 cash, and that's just a default look for a male. Of course you can swap out the clothes and the hairstyle. Then you've got these 6 icons here, which go a bit more into depth about your hunger and your thirst. It's a good idea to keep an eye on them, because they go up roughly every 3 minutes. And if either of them get to 100%, your energy will be constantly being drained. If you get hungry enough or thirsty enough. You've got your relationships status, you've got your fights stats, fights won, lost and your ratio, physical and mental health and so on. And in the future this is going to show collectables. You can actually find the collectables in the game. I just haven't quite finished this 6th icon yet. Everything else here is finished. Of course you can drop items, but I don't actually have any to drop. So pretty much just do as you will, do what you want. There's a west and east side to the town and a bridge that joins them. But when you first start playing, the bridge is actually out. As you can see, this builder here, this construction worker, if you talk to him, the dialogue I'm just going to briskly just skip through. If you want to read it, of course, you can pause the video. And at various points, you can choose how you want to respond. So if you actually ask him how you can help, takes out a document, scans it, and he tells you that what they need is limestone so they can turn it into concrete and get this built. I know it looks more like a wooden bridge, but it was an idea for a quest, for something for the player to do. And even if you don't have it, you can tell him that you do. I just so happen to have limestone. No, you just so happen not to. So yeah, it's the game knows if you try and bullhickey him there, give him some bullhickey. But we can do that. We can get the limestone. It takes a little bit to get there. We need to get a torch first, so that we can actually see where we're going. It's too dark in there. So we go to the DIY shop. When you're in any of the shops, it's up to you. There's two different ways of how you can actually navigate through the stock. You can use the previous and next buttons. That cycles through one item at a time. Or you can use the left and right arrow keys, which cycles through 5 items at once. So you can quickly get from the first item to the last, just literally with a few key presses. You can hear the cash register. Got £80 left. Hunger's getting a little high. Thirst is still not too bad. You can go to the restaurant, get something to eat. Different dishes. Some of them are only somewhat filling, so they might take care of like 40, 50% hunger. You got some like this that are a bit more expensive, but they fill you a lot more. So you got like a fairly burnt looking pizza slice. It's very dark. So now we're on, so that's 40% reduction. So not bad, not bad. First only 40%, but we can get some water, which should take 40% off. Yep. So nothing to worry about. We've got a torch now anyway. We can go back in. So we get the pickaxe, and then we mine 5 bunches of limestone and we take it back to the builder. Crawl through this shaft, follow this wire, it leads into a little crevice, and if you click on that you come to this little control box here with 3 buttons. And what this does is it actually controls 3 doors. There's a series of 3 doors. If you remember, when I first entered the cave, I had a choice of either going left or right. If you go right as opposed to left like I did, there's actually a row of 3 doors. And that's what these buttons here actually control, those doors that are nearby. So I'm going to start by using the middle button. I don't need to do this, but it's just to demonstrate to you that you can find a code. So there's some people might feel a tendency to overthink this. Then it will open. It's like, well, what do these arrows mean? What are these sequences of circles? But no, it's literally just saying that the code is 3, 4, 2. Just count the circles. That's it. And the safe where the pickaxe is behind this door. So we want to use the button on the right. But since we've been crawling through this shaft back and forth, that uses a bit of energy, so now we've only got 6 out of 10 energy. And every single time you mine, it actually takes 5. So I'm only going to be able to mine 1 so far. So I can get 1 today and then 2 tomorrow. Yeah, oh yes, of course, before I started recording, I already took the pickaxe, making the game think, oh yeah, of course. Apologies, when I edited the save file, I made a bit of a mistake. Basically, I told the game that I had already opened the safe and gotten the pickaxe, but I didn't actually add a pickaxe to my inventory. So by editing the save file, I've made it impossible for myself to get the pickaxe. Because, yeah, I changed one field, but I forgot to change the other anyway. Back in business, and I've actually got a pickaxe now. So don't worry, if you go to play the game, you won't encounter that glitch. If you open that safe like I just did, there will be a pickaxe there. But it's just when I was editing the save file, I did tell it that I'd open the safe and grab the pickaxe, but I didn't actually place the pickaxe in my inventory, hence making it impossible to do any mining, but oh well. Now we can do it. Anyway, now we can do it. And we've got a full energy back. And did I then delete the... Yes. Yes, I did. Right. Got the pickaxe. Got the torch. And now we're good to mine. Anyway, so it's this one that we need. The door on the right. Bing bang bong. So what you'd see is you'd come to this, and there'd be a pickaxe there. You enter 342, the safe opens, and then you take the pickaxe. Just to demonstrate that. And then you actually don't want this mine for the limestone, which is what we're going to use to rebuild the bridge. Behind the door on the left, the one I haven't looked at yet, there's coal for you to mine. But the limestone is in this cave. Right. A bit of an eerie sound there. And already prior to this, what you do is you crawl through this shaft, and there's actually a bit of a switch this time, just a single switch, which raises this gate here. Once you've done that, there's the limestone. Can only mine one. I should have done it. Yeah. So we've got one. So we'll rest. How's hunger? They're not too bad. So we'll quickly rest. And at the start of every day you start a shift. Very simple, it's just a series of options that you can just quickly flick through. This means that after you've been playing for say like 50 or so days, it won't get, the whole shift thing, it won't get too repetitive, because it's literally just click, then a third click, and that's all there is. So each one of these options may help you. It just depends on your current circumstances. So you can get a bonus to your salary if you have a fish, or you own one of each tool, or you're holding nothing. But because none of these really work for me right now, I don't actually fulfill any of the criteria for any of these. It doesn't really matter which one I pick. And then you can recoup some energy you use on your shift, use a bit more energy to go for a walk, eases your stress, or you can grab some snacks and drinks. I might do this even though it's a bit expensive. I was lucky enough to earn a small bonus, but most of it I urinated away because, yeah, during my break I bought a bunch of food and drink, but that's okay. I still earned £35. So yeah, bearing in mind, you know, we're toilet cleaners, so we're not going to be rich. But even if you do play as just a toilet cleaner, you can get by, and you can buy some things. You won't struggle too much. And when you first enter the cave, you'll notice there's a bit of a chink noise, like, you know, a metal chain being lifted. And that's literally just to remind the player of the fact that they have already used the lever. So you'll hear that when you enter the cave, and it just reminds the player that, oh, I've been here and I've interacted with the lever, or the lever, however you want to pronounce it, and I can go straight to the limestone